What are some telltale signs someone is a chronic cheater? So I'm a guy aged 20 male, and I just saw one of my friends take a major emotional hit by his ex-girlfriend, as she ended up sleeping with a good number of friends. She was finally caught when she approached me, and I was not going to put my friend through that. After that I found out all the friends who were propositioned and how they took it. So hell to those guys and the girl who were responsible for my friend's downfall. But that sight made me literally lose my mind. 'Cause I'm a tad bit insecure, and I can't imagine myself handling that level of cheating. And obviously would like to find out from others who have dealt with this, how do you guys spot a girl/guy who is a chronic cheater and friends who are capable of taking up the offer?
Chronic cheaters will usually have lots of narcissistic traits. For example, lack of empathy, grandiose self-importance. They will also use manipulative tactics, such as gaslighting, guilt trips, etc. My ex cheated on me, sex, though with one of my friends. She had also been promiscuous with other people, but gaslit me and guilt tripped me into not seeing anything wrong with it. My actual friends identified her as bad for me and manipulative within a few weeks of dating her, but I didn't listen, unfortunately. Please listen to your friends.
Man, how do some people manipulate us into thinking that cheating is not wrong, or that they did nothing wrong? I mean, WTF. You say that she cheated on you with your friend, right? The same way my friend's ex cheated on him with multiple of his friends. Poor guy wants to identify who his real friends are, and it's sad that most of them took up on the offer. How would you spot fake friends by yourself?
As a former chronicle cheater, I don't think there are common traits. I'm neither outgoing, nor extroverted, nor do I enjoy random flirtations or touching. I didn't have an overblown self-esteem, quite the opposite actually, or any narcissistic personality disorder traits. I was just very unhappy with myself and very unsatisfied because I simply had no direction, and was also rejecting myself and my sexuality for a very long time. That just translated into cheating, among other self-destructive behavior. Getting that sorted out also removed the need for constant self-destruction, and hurting my ex-husband along the way. We're both very happy now in new relationships.
I think cheating can be a very, very complex issue.
I also think that for men and women it comes from inherently different places.
Men just want something new most of the time, even if they have everything they need in their relationship, while women usually look for things they're missing in a relationship.
In my case, I was definitely looking for things I lacked.
Which I brought up many times to no avail, but instead of trying harder or separating right away, I was desperate to feel important and desired and accepted again, elsewhere. That was the only sign. I was constantly unsatisfied, complaining about being unheard, became angrier, not to the ex-husband but generally, in everyday life. I distanced myself and we both just spent our days on our computers, rarely talking to each other even.
Living like roommates, failed communication, ignoring our issues, acting like nothing's wrong most days.
I felt like I was drowning even deeper in my life with no support and neglect.
He felt everything was great. So again, instead of addressing it within the relationship or ending it, I went the self-destructive route. That's it.
That and worsening depression and wanting to die or disappear. Because obviously normal people can't feel nothing when they do something that they know will hurt their partner. I felt great in the moment, got the endorphin high and then crashed terribly. Only after quite a bit of time and help and self-exploration did I figure out what my issue was. Lack of self-esteem, fear of losing and being alone. Ironic, right? Fear of rejection, but also rejecting who I actually am myself, non-monogamous and heavily kinky, not having the balls to face myself and others head-on, deep depression. I haven't battled all of it yet, but starting with self-acceptance and brutal honesty to others about myself helped me find a suitable mate, who has the same values as I do and accepts it, has been amazing.
In female cheaters,
I would look for exactly these things: distancing from the relationship, being constantly dissatisfied, angry, complaining or silent and cold. General things that influence every relationship negatively can very much lead to cheating, because everyone wants positivity and positive attention in their lives, and if people don't get it at home, they turn either to drugs and alcohol or to other people. It's still rare that couples communicate very openly with each other and have actual dialogues about the issues, instead of arguments and fights. I also think that monogamy isn't the ideal situation for the majority of people who cheat. Being monogamish or poly or having open relationships or various different constellations is probably much better suited for serial cheaters than pure monogamy. Sometimes it's just who you are, and fact of the matter is, so many people are extremely afraid to acknowledge that about themselves because it's still not very socially acceptable, and by rejecting that about themselves, they set themselves up for failure and end up hurting their monogamous partners without any ill intent. Sorry, I can't really speak for others since I only have my life as experience.
Yes. Depression and self-esteem issues aren't that easy to deal with, but at least I've got the other half taken care of. In our current relationship, we are both satisfying each other's kinks, and are thus very sexually compatible, but we're also monogamish and not monogamous. In our constellation, it means that we sometimes engage in things like swinging, for example, or having a girl over, or sharing me with another guy, but we do everything together and never alone, and it's always purely one time and sexual and no contact ever beyond that. He was honest about being like this from the beginning, and I have taken a leap of faith and been honest about myself as well. And even now communication is still extremely important, because there's maybe a day he wants to go play. But I feel very vulnerable and my self-esteem is particularly bad, and maybe vice versa. Or maybe there are other things happening in life, and we put this aside completely and concentrate on each other. It's just extremely important to always communicate.
I think chronic cheaters are often extremely insecure and needy, also things like turning their phone upside down, lying about little things, not answering their phone calls around you, etc. A lot of people cheat because they are insecure and need attention no matter what, and the attention they get from their SO will never be enough. They love having multiple people complimenting them and texting them all day, and love to feel wanted. So they will step outside of their relationship to fill the void created by their own insecurities. They will also be needy at the same time and probably accuse you of cheating because they know how easy it is to cheat. It's weird, but I used to be a cheater, so I know. After 12 years in 2 back-to-back relationships, I realized I didn't know how to be alone and I had to change, or I would never be any good to anybody. I have now been single for 3 years, no dating, no hooking up, not even FWB, and I finally feel like I have healed myself and overcome my insecurities. I'm ready to fully invest into my future significant other. I do feel terrible about my past mistakes, and I don't necessarily think that all cheaters are narcissists and gaslighters, because I wasn't like that. I genuinely loved my exes, but my issues were deep within myself. And I just didn't think they would find out. If they did, it would hurt me so bad knowing that I hurt them, but I didn't love myself, so I wasn't capable of investing into my relationships 100%. I guess there can be different types of cheaters and reasons, but they are not all the same.
Cheaters always seem to put the blame on you. It won't matter what you have done or said, they will find a way to put all their cheating as something you didn't do right in the relationship. They will then play off what they have done as not nearly as bad as what you have done in the past. And if that doesn't work, they will start crying and telling you that you should forgive them for a number of different reasons. Example, forgive them because they were drunk, or were at a party and didn't know anyone there.
Thanks for watching. If you have any stories you want to share, please write them in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on more videos like this.